So I know I'm a little late on this, but I'm going to talk quickly about the Oscar nominations. Now, for the most part, they were completely expected. Now, I didn't really like them, but they're definitely not as incendiary as past years have been. For the most part, every category pretty much fit down to more or less so what I expected it to be. There was nothing that jumped out at me, nothing that got me too bad. Well, not many things. Like, in the past couple of years, there have been just a lot more really silly ones. And first and foremost, one of the biggest ones, Ben Affleck was snubbed for Best Director. So Academy, Argo, fuck yourself. This is the one that really pissed me off. I mean, it's been a long time coming for Affleck. I mean, Gone Baby Gone, The Town, Argo. Everybody loved Argo. Almost every single award ceremony nominated him for Best Director. And it's a bunch of bullshit. I was really happy that he won, like, the same night he got snubbed by snubs. The same night he got snubbed, he won the Critics' Choice Award for Best Director, so that was nice. I mean, Argo did get a plethora of other nominations, which is great, but I was kind of upset by that. I mean, he also did not get Best Actor, which he had gotten, you know, in some other places, but that one was not really as expected, and it was a very contentious race with Best Actor this year. For the most part, I was happy with Best Actor, I mean, because it's not like there was anyone that I didn't want in there. I mean, I would have loved to see John Hawkes get a nomination for The Sessions, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know who I would have replaced for him, because I love Denzel Washington, Daniel Day-Lewis. I was really happy Joaquin Phoenix got a nomination, and Bradley Cooper and Hugh Jackman as well. I mean, Bradley Cooper I was really happy with too. I mean, we all know who's going to win this one, but yeah, it was just a really difficult race there. The other big one is Kathryn Bigelow as well did not get Best Director nomination, which everybody was really shocked by, because not only was one of the biggest things about Zero Dark 30, I mean, despite the fact that it's been acclaimed and just been a front runner for the past couple weeks, it's really shocking because probably the strongest point of that movie is her direction. And I will be doing a review for Zero Dark 30. I just saw it on Friday. I was more so surprised than I was really frustrated. I was much more angry about Ben Affleck not getting a nomination. That really pisses me off. Come on, like if not, God, and it's especially because what they were in place of their nominations, especially like Quentin Tarantino didn't get one, which is ridiculous. I mean, Paul Thomas Anderson I would have liked to see, even though The Master wasn't at the top of my list for this year. I still think that one of the strongest points of that movie, other than the performances, was Paul Thomas Anderson's direction, but I didn't really expect him to get one. But Amour and Beast of the Southern Wild, the director of those movies, that's what got the nominations? Really? And those were the other two that were like the variable ones, there was like the ones that were locked in for Best Picture, and then there was kind of some variables, and what took the place were Beasts and Amour. And I think they're both good movies, but it's just this case of the Academy trying to be like, yeah, we're different and more elite than the other ceremonies because we're nominating these movies. It just felt really random. Not that they weren't the acclaimed movies, but especially for director. That's ridiculous. Like, the best parts of those movies really had nothing to do with direction, and just did not, like, that's not what screamed out to you, and it just seemed like these throwaway nominations. Especially over Affleck, Bigelow, Tarantino, that just is so ridiculous. They just really, that surprised me for Best Director. They were in for Best Picture. I mean, I would have rather see some other movies. Like, I was really holding out for Skyfall. I did not expect it to happen, but giving the Producer Guild of America put Skyfall in there, for their best, in their top 10, and also the big, like, ceremony they were doing for Bond at this year's Oscars, was really hoping, like, maybe it'll get Best Picture, because now I think it just, there can never be a Bond movie nominated for Best Picture. There was 10 nominations, they only used 9 of them, so it still could have been in there. I'm not saying there's never going to be a Bond movie, because I hope there is, that is as good or somewhat better than Skyfall, but I don't know how much better it could be to warrant a nomination. Like, if not this, then nothing, and fuck you. Like, I don't get the mentality, like, critics, the movie made $1 billion, it's one of the biggest movies ever. Totally a big surprise. Like, not a movie everybody thought would get there. It's Bond, one of the, the biggest components of cinema for the past 50 years. And they make, other than Casino Royale, they finally make a movie that breaks through on as much critical success as it does audience, and as much as it is a good Bond movie, it's an amazing movie. And yeah, it's an action movie, but come on. It was better reviewed than, like, at least 3 or 4 of the other movies that were nominated for Best Picture. So yeah, those were the ones that really bothered me. Everything else was expected. I mean, The Dark Knight Rises got completely shut out. I mean, it kind of feels like a couple years back when they did, where, like, all of the categories, the effects categories, the technical components of movies, are really designed for, like, the blockbuster movies, the action flicks, because those are the ones that are more heavy on those components. So usually that's what they're there for, but that's really not what happened. They did not go to all of those movies that you would expect them to. And given this year, there were a lot of ones that broke through on a lot of those components: Zero Dark 30, Argo, Life of Pi. But it still, yeah, felt a little unbalanced. I mean, Dark Knight was one of the big reasons that the Academy expanded to 10 nominations, and then, well, they changed the rule, but nonetheless, and I did not expect TDKR to get a nomination for any of the big categories. It really had faded from view. It was not demanded like in 2008-9, when people were really, really wanting The Dark Knight to get a Best Picture nomination. One of the other things was Jackie Weaver got a nomination for Best Supporting Actress. Best Supporting Actress was kind of a weak race this year. Yeah, but I loved Silver Linings Playbook, and she gave a good performance, but yeah, not really in the forefront enough to warrant a nomination, but that doesn't really upset me. They continue on the love for Amour and The Beasts of the Southern Wild, especially in Best Actress in a Leading Role as well, and I think, yeah, there was a little more deserved, but it just really surprised me, because there was a time where I thought, okay, maybe these movies are, they're gonna be up there, but then it just kind of started to fade away. It's like Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close this year, except for those movies last year. Except for these movies are actually good. That movie just sucked. I was happy that Flight got a nomination for screenplay. That was cool. Yeah, nothing else really stood out to me, but yeah, otherwise the nominations were pretty fair. For the most part, I'm just kind of pissed about Ben Affleck. That kind of annoys me, and Skyfall. But Skyfall I wasn't really expecting. But tell me what you thought of the Oscar nominations below, or if there are any other, like, big snubs or surprises that I forgot to touch upon. And I'll do a predictions video before the Oscars, probably that weekend. And I had reviews coming for Les Mis, which I saw a while ago and just never reviewed, and I want to talk about that. Zero Dark 30, and some other videos and stuff.